caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the caltrop.
From the heaven to the hell, the mic Calderese, the caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he spin them every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, mic Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, mic Calderese is the caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, mic Calderese is the caltrop. And we
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I apologize for the late start. Sometimes trying to get everything in order, and I had to shave. I had to shower and shave. I could not come to the show looking as grizzly as I did on Monday. That is for damn sure. But I had no other choice on Monday. But today, listen, we had to start 4 minutes late. I'll give you 5 minutes extra, and we will have some fun. But welcome, everybody, to the caltrop. As you know, we are your defense mechanism from all of the narratives that are out there, and there's a lot of narratives that are spinning. There's a lot of, there's a lot of media sensation that we see that's playing out right now, and it's the media sensation that they have to keep you in a constant state of outrage. And listen, Trump is guilty of this shit too, because he puts out a couple tweets on Easter, puts out a truth on Easter, puts out a truth the very next day talking about wiping out the civilization of Iran, and you watch the world go nuts. For 2 days, we were watching the world go nuts. We were eagerly awaiting what is going to happen Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And when I say we, I mean you, motherfuckers, because I knew nothing was going to happen. But we're going to be talking about that genocide. I mean, that's a real thing. Everyone needs to calm the fuck down with this genocide talk, because I got to be honest with you. When you say genocide as much as you have, it's like screaming racism or anti-Semite. It loses its bite. It loses its grab. It loses all of its power when now words mean genocide. But we're going to talk about that so-called ceasefire today. That's going to be part of the Mike's Right and more. We have a packed show for you tonight. I have a lot to talk about. I told you on Monday that I was going to bring some clips in from a Piers Morgan interview that I saw. And what I do like about Piers right now is there's a large variety of people arguing their points on Piers Morgan. And there's somewhere it's like he's like the Jerry Springer sometimes of political talk, where it's just people yelling at each other and there's nothing productive that's going on. And then other times you actually hear a perspective that you don't hear on any of the mainstream medias. And today I'm going to bring you a couple clips from a Lebanese woman, and I'm going to absolutely destroy her name, but I think it's Rania Khalek. And it's KH, so it has to be like, but I can't do that. I can't roll my R's, and I can't roll my either, okay? So it's Rania Khalek. It's, she's a Lebanese woman, a very well-spoken Lebanese woman. I want to just get, just so we play both sides, so we can understand what both sides are saying. Because, when we talk about the terrorists, Hezbollah, yes, they're terrorists, the people, okay? All right? But are they in a response for what they deem terrorism? And I think that's a legitimate question to be asking us, to say, are they the terrorists or are they the response to terrorists? Now, they may just be the terrorists, but I think we have to ask the question, are they the response to it? And I would like to hear it from somebody that lives there's mouth. Are they spewing propaganda? Yeah, maybe. But I do believe that we are spewing propaganda, whether it's America, whether it's Israel, whether it's Russia, whether it's Ukraine. our media is nothing but one giant propaganda mission. And me personally, I want to listen to all the propaganda because I think if you listen to it close enough and you hear it from all the different sides, you can parse the truth from what all the propagandists are telling you. Okay. And that's the God's honest truth about this entire thing. But we have, obviously, Trump is involved, JD Vance. I'm going to bring up, if we have time, your thoughts. If not, we will get to that on Thursday. I made a post. Tell me what you're thinking. And I want to go over some of those comments, some of those questions that were going on. I think it's going to be a fun part of the show, getting you guys involved. I really appreciate it. I mean, besides fingering my like button and hitting subscribe and hitting that little bell right there, you finger blasting the bell, ring it, bing, with your finger, bing. And that way the show, you get notified whenever we're there. I know the bell is on YouTube and on Rumble. It's not on Facebook. I don't think they notify you when I'm going live, but I hope they do. I wish they do say, hey, Mike Calderese is going live. Check on this show. That would be great. And we have some Artemis picks. Now, it's interesting because you already have the people that are saying that this Artemis, this flight is bullshit. Look at these pictures. It's the same picture of the Earth that we saw, 75 years ago, and all this other happy horseshit. We're going to get into the Artemis stuff, but let's start off this show with the Mike's Right. Shut up and listen. All right, everybody, let me get this straight. Just to recap for everybody, on Easter, Donald Trump hops on Truth Social like it's a Call of Duty voice chat and drops, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up into one. Open the fucking straight. By the way, happy Easter. Actually, I made up that last part. There was no happy Easter involved in it. But a day later, he's like, yeah, you know what? If you don't listen, we might wipe out your entire civilization. Your whole civilization will cease to exist. Bro went from he is risen to they are finished in 24 hours. And right on cue, the outrage machine fires up. The left is screaming, genocide! Some of the right agree with him, and some of the right are like, okay, maybe chill. Let's fucking chill with the genocide talk. And then my personal favorite, Alex Jones, the human air horn, comes out and says, maybe we need the 25th Amendment, the fucking 25th Amendment. And the left is like, fuck yes, Alex, I love you. 25th Amendment is ass. And we're like, wait a minute, hold on. The guy who says frogs are turning gay is now the voice of measured restraint? That's like your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving telling you to slow down. But here's where it gets good. After all the threats, the deadlines, the 8 p.m. or else everyone dies, we get that Hollywood moment, where it's like, tick, 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 tick. The bomb's going to be going off. Oh my God, is the bomb going to go off? And at the last second, right before the bomb goes off, a deal has been made. Yes, cue the music, cue the headlines, cue the experts. This is 18D level chess we're talking about here, coming from the pundits. 18D chess now. This isn't chess. This is flipping the board over and saying you meant to do that. Then everyone starts taking victory laps. Trump says, we did it, we won. Pete Hegseth gets on and says, mission almost accomplished. Iran says, we won. And also, death to America. And Benjamin Netanyahu is like, ceasefire, I never heard of her, and continues bombing Lebanon. So let me recap. Everyone won, nobody stopped, and missiles are still flying. That's not a ceasefire. That's called a coffee break. We wake up the next morning, Iran drops a 10-point plan, 2 ships sail through the strait like nothing happened, and the media is like, stability is finally returning. Stability. If this is stability, my high school relationship was a fucking peace treaty. And I stayed quiet through all this. I didn't make any rash videos because I knew this thing had a lifespan of a Snapchat message. Sure enough, Israel keeps up lighting up Lebanon, and Iran fires back, and suddenly it's, look, Iran is breaking the ceasefire. Meanwhile, Netanyahu is on TV, basically saying, yeah, we're not done. We're not even fucking close. And can we talk about the deadline? The 8 p.m. or all hell breaks loose. 8 p.m. comes and nothing. Okay? 8 p.m. came. We said we had a deadline, but Iran literally had women standing on bridges holding hands like it was a cosplay concert. And power plants are still there. Civilization still existing. So what happened to all that total destruction talk? Did we misplace the Iranian apocalypse? Let's be honest. Iran called the bluff. Flat out, they said, you're not going to do it. And guess what? We didn't. But now we're walking around like we just pulled off some masterclass. Meanwhile, in reality, what actually changed? Did anything change from Easter? Anything stop? Anything cease? Anything de-escalate? Anything stop at all? Nope. We got a 5-hour pause so everybody could grab a nap and reload. That's not diplomacy. That's called halftime. Make sure you get your orange slices. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. This whole thing is an off-ramp scramble. Trump is looking for a way out. Iran is playing the long game. And the world's oil supply is about to get real interesting. And like I've been saying, yeah, because I'm saying it, Calstradamus is always right. Oil prices, they're not coming down anytime soon. You thought eggs were bad. Wait till your gas pump starts charging rent. And here's the reality nobody wants to admit. There are only, the way I see it, 3 ways that this ends. Okay? Maybe 4, because we're gonna talk about that at the end. But 1, you do what was threatened. Total destruction. Barbaric? Absolutely. But at least that's the real outcome. It's the only way you're going to get what they want. 2, we go full Iraq War 2.0. Ground troops, regime change. And we all remember how that worked out. Congratulations. You just bought another 20-year disaster. Or 3, we leave. We declare victory, mission accomplished, fire up the banners, and nothing changes. Iran still hates us, still chants death to America. Now they're just smarter, angrier, and more motivated. So what are we actually doing? Well, we're not doing option 1. You know that. We don't have a stomach for that or option 2. And we're too prideful to cleanly do option 3. So instead, we're going to do the worst possible combo. A slow bleed of 2 and 3. Half in, half out, all fully expensive. And guess who pays for that? You and me. And every taxpayer watching this circus thinking, didn't we just have a ceasefire? I got a better idea. Here's a revolutionary concept. Instead, a ceasefire before the bombs. How about we just don't start firing in the first fucking place? Crazy, I know. Real radical stuff. Because right now, this isn't strategy. I don't care what anybody says. This isn't peace. This is performance. A never-ending loop of threats, headlines, and last-second deals that don't actually stop anything. But don't worry, everybody. They'll be back tomorrow to announce another ceasefire. But this time, they really, really mean it. So Mike's right. Hope you listened. Yeah, guys, listen, I am so sick and tired of this happy horse shit, man. And I got to tell you something. And I forgot my water today. I am so discombobulated. Like doing this foundation and trying to put the show together. I was tarring all day. Look at my hands. I was tarring the foundation today. And I don't have my water. I'm gonna have to play a video and go run in there really fast and get the water. But you know, when I watch all of this take place and I see the reaction to everybody, I got to talk some sense into everybody involved. Okay, listen, every one of you that lost their minds over Trump yelling ceasefire, calm the fuck, yelled, we're going to completely destroy an entire civilization. I need everyone to calm down. That's Trump's bluster. There's a reason why he's saying that. I don't know the reason why he's saying that. Whether it's he's trying to intimidate them into making a deal, or they call it like they call it, oh, it's his bargaining chips, or whatever the hell you want to call this. He says these things, and I don't know why people take what he says on Twitter like it's like that's the word of God. The word of God has spoken, and because he has spoken that he was going to do this to Iran, that means everybody in Iran automatically died just because Trump said it on Truth Social. And I got to tell you guys, you got to calm down to this maniac level, manic shit, where you are losing your goddamn mind over everything Trump does, no matter what he does, no matter what he says, or how he says it. Do you think America is going to tolerate a president unilaterally, without Congress, wiping an entire population off the planet? If that's what you really think was going to take place, I don't even know what the fuck to say to you. And I got to address a couple other groups of people right now. You know, everyone cheers when I go after certain groups, so I'm going to hit everybody right now. To the Christians that celebrate bombing shit and this type of talk on your holidays, he bombed somebody in Jesus' name on Christmas and said this shit on Easter. This is why we're watching Israel desecrate Christian fucking churches all over the area. And he's doing the same shit. He's desecrating your holidays with absolute fucking lunacy in the name of your God and your Savior. And you Christians are sitting there saying, yeah, fucking wipe them all out. Fuck these motherfuckers. And I'm sitting there going, wow, that's amazingly Christian. And they say, yeah, no, I'm not the pussy Christian. I'm the real Christian. I'm the just war doctrine Christian. And it's like, holy shit, have you ever heard of the just war doctrine? One of the things they say is you have to have a proportionate response. And killing everybody is not proportionate. You actually have to have some type of moral authority in the just war doctrine. You had to conduct yourselves at war like gentlemen. Because when the heathens just start doing heathen shit, the heathens of the world are going to rise up and go full heathen. And the only reason why you could stop some of these heathens from doing it is because you actually have somebody out there that is willing to uphold some type of moral authority. If Trump was to do that, the entire world would turn against us. And for you Trumpites, do you think that's the smartest thing on the planet? And for you Christians, is that really what your Christian faith tells you to do? I don't understand how we're so easily swayed by this media narrative and this. It's like fear porn, war porn. This is straight up you're watching porn without the sex. They're able to somehow tease you. It's like going to a strip club and just having the girl ride on you, but even the stripper's not even touching you. She's just kind of shaking her ass in front of your face. She doesn't even sit on your lap. And you gave her the money. And you gave her another round 2 and another round 3. And you were doing it all because she smelt beautiful and you just wanted her to sit on your lap. And she never does. And they've been doing this shit to you with Hillary Clinton. Oh, she bleach-blitted. Lock her up. Lock her up. It's always something. They always have you in a tizzy for something. And now I'm witnessing Christians supporting, going, fuck yeah, it's about time. Let's fuck them all up and turn it into a parking lot. Blast them back into the Stone Age. Again, like I said in the Mike's Right, I do think that's the viable option. To me, that's the only option that makes sense. That's the only option that's actually going to get you what you really want. Because all you did, no matter what anybody says, there's so many of you out there that says, well, everybody in Iran wants regime change. It doesn't seem like it. They took every one of their women and stuck them on a bridge holding hands. Now, I get it. Yeah, you force the women out there, but there's obviously people that support this regime. There's obviously people there. So now what do? When you do this to a country, you take all the people that were willing to stand up against their country, and now you have foreign invaders bombing the shit out of them. Don't you think that's going to unite them like we were united on 9/11? When I look at an off-ramp for this, I don't see any. And when I see this bluster talk, and then I see the red lines drawn, I mean, when you say 8 p.m. or all hell's breaking loose, then you announce a ceasefire and they don't cease fire. We can't keep going. He looks like a fucking idiot, no matter how you spin it. And these are the desperate throes of somebody trying to get out of this situation. And I get it. There's a lot of you right now that are not happy with me with what I'm saying. But deep down inside, you know I am correct. You know I am correct about this because you know what? I think he realized that he was fucking lied to. And now he can't get out of it. And this is what fucking pisses me off. And this is why I got so, I don't have short memories like a lot of you, like a lot of you Dories. I'm going to call, America is like Dory from Finding Nemo. You guys have very short memories. But Donald Trump was duped into shutting us down during COVID. These people know how to talk to him. They know how to stroke his fucking orange ego. They know how to get him to do things that he goes, fuck later. And it started with COVID. He started 15 days to slow the spread. He started with all this fucking COVID horseshit. He's the one that put Fauci involved and stuck him out there and listened to Fauci and listened to all the shutdowns and allowed states to take my rights away from me like New Jersey did. He started all that. We can't forget that. I wasn't happy with him with the mask mandates and allowing any of this shit to take place. And now we have the beauty of hindsight, but I was saying it back then. But they made him, through all the impeachments, through all the attacks, they were able to get him and lie to him and put him in very bullshit positions that he put us in. And this time around, I was not going to forget that they duped him during COVID. And now they duped him during the Iran war. And now he sounds again like Lindsey Graham and all these people that are more worried about Israel than the American people. And at some point, I don't know. I wonder when this is going to end. Let's get to some of the chats. And man, do I need some water in my life right now. Let's see. Joe Casanel. I love it. New name, man. Love it. Standing for now. Standing for now. It doesn't look like it's standing for now. They just bombed the bridge. They're blowing up. They're blowing up fucking. They're blowing up Israel. They're still lobbing bombs. You tell me the ceasefire stopped? I don't think it stopped. Dan Lamano says, I think everybody knows this is all a giant grift. Only an external threat for the Israelis to stay in power. I don't think you're wrong, though. It's a circus, yes. I'm not down with all that as a Christian. Dano says he's not down with all that as a Christian. I don't know how you could be a Christian and be for the regular blanket statement. And, I got to tell you, the real disgusting thing I hear is, well, you know what? And you hear this. This isn't the fucking Talmud. I got news for you. But you hear it argued by a lot of Christians. Well, their kids are just terrorists too, so fuck them. Well, what are you going to do if a kid's coming out and throwing a roadside bomb at you or throwing a grenade at you? Well, I'd kill that kid. But does that mean that all the kids need to die because that one's a maniac and had maniac parents? There's no good kids. There's no good women. There's no good men in that entire society. I find that hard to believe, and I'm definitely not for just going around killing everybody. That's insane. New Jersey going down the toilet. Camden cartel. New Jersey going down the toilet more and more each day. No bullshit. That is for damn sure. Totally Random says the hardcore MAGA folks are sounding as ridiculous as libtards. Blind allegiance is dangerous. Yes, dude. Every MAGA voter knows deep down this is not what you voted for. You did not vote for this. Tell me right now that you voted for a feckless Republican Party that can't break a filibuster, that our Division of Homeland Security, while we're bombing the shit out of everybody. Does everybody recognize that? DHS has effectively been defunded with a government shutdown, and everyone's so afraid of terrorist cells coming in from Iran. But DHS is shut down while we're actively bombing another country. And when what you see is what Totally Random said. You guys you're so entrenched in loving Trump that you think that he has some divine plan here and he's not flying by the seat of his pants. But I know flying by the seat of my pants. I've done it. I'm not the dude that plans properly. I'm the dude that acts sometimes and then adjusts as I go along. That's how construction workers work. We have a plan, but none of our plans ever fucking work out. So then you always are readjusting the plan because shit happens. So yeah, do I think that I think this has gotten away from him? I think he was lied to. That he thought Iran was going to see an overwhelming force and they were going to capitulate and they were going to give in. You got to remember something. When this all started, it was total surrender. We are going to accept nothing less than total surrender. This was the verbiage back then. Now all of a sudden it's all of our military accomplishments have been achieved. You know, you have JD Vance saying that. Let me see if I have JD. I think I have JD Vance here saying that. Here, ready?
What the president set out to do was decimate the Iranian military, decimate their ability to wage conventional war. And that military objective, as the president said yesterday, as I said yesterday, has been achieved. And because of that, what the president did is he basically issued an ultimatum to the Iranians. He said, open up the straits, stop trying to hold the world's economy hostage, and we'll engage in a ceasefire. And that's exactly the agreement that we came to last night.
The strait was open before we fired. We knew they were gonna close the strait. Why didn't we attack? Whatever mechanism they have to close the strait, why didn't we attack that first? You claim you knew about it, but our military objective is achieved. I really don't know what our military objective was. They're claiming there's regime change, but they're still chanting death to America. Isn't that what so many of you guys wanted to be involved in this in the first place? Oh, they're chanting death to America, so we have to kill them now. They're still chanting. They chanted right through the ceasefire. So again, what are you as an American citizen? Let's break this down to real brass tacks. MAGA people. Are you really going to stand by and watch us get involved into another lengthy, ridiculous war with Iran? Is that really what you voted for? Is that really what you want? And are you so foolish to think that this is going to be over anytime soon? And even if we pull out, what's going to happen to it? You think Israel's going to stop? Again, Israel is destroying Lebanon right now. Completely and totally destroying the southern parts of Lebanon. Bombing the shit out of houses when they say they don't bomb houses. So let's start off this way because I wanted to transition into Lebanon. Let me actually get to all the chats and then I'll pop onto that. I'll play a video. I'll go get some water for myself. Christians don't believe children are guilty. I completely agree with you, Dano. But there's Christians out there like Lindsey Graham that are for this, that don't think that their kid that they think the kids are guilty. And I got to tell you something. Real Christians don't think the kids are guilty for their father's sins. Real Christians don't. The other Christians think fuck everybody. We got to kill everybody. Now listen, I do understand both sides of it, but I'm just saying the Christians that are for this, you kind of disgust me. Bibi was coached how to manipulate Trump. Now you are hearing some independent media folks question how Israel is going to ruin the so-called ceasefire. They ruined it already by bombing Libya or bombing Lebanon. They haven't stopped against Lebanon. And what people don't understand, all of these people are fighting against Israel because Israel has been fucking with them for a really long time as well. Because everybody look up the Stern Gang in the 1930s. Do you understand that Great Britain at one time had the Israeli that were blowing themselves up, and they were deemed a terrorist organization? They went on to their leaders went on to run Israel early on. There's 3 different fucking gangs down there, 3 different groups, 4 different groups of deemed terrorist organizations that were killing Brits, doing the exact same thing that Hezbollah was doing now. So when you look at the full gravity of what's been going on the last 100 years and why people have any defense mechanisms, why there's fighting there, and you realize that there's one group of people that is occupying and taking land everywhere around them. I don't understand how we're wrapped up into all of this when we are the ones paying the price. I don't understand how anybody, Christian, whether you're a Trump fan, whether you're a Trump supporter, I don't know how you support this in any way, shape, or form. Because this in no way helps us. And I've been saying it from the very start. This in no way helps America. Let's see. It's Johnny says, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Is right. The boat says, we called Israel wouldn't respect a ceasefire last night on our show, and we nailed it, Cal. The show, Wolves and Wise Men Reignited channel on Rumble. Check them out. They are 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am going to be listening to them tomorrow during the day. I listen to them on Thursdays. I can't stay up late enough, man. I try like hell. But if you are up late at night on Tuesdays, check them out. And Israel doesn't want to honor the ceasefire. Here, Boat, check this out. This is, let's see. This is Netanyahu, and I'm going to play 45 seconds of Netanyahu. Hopefully, I could go get a water in that period of time. But this is Netanyahu basically on the ceasefire deal, and it's translated. So here he is.
This is and Israel is stronger than ever. This is the bottom line of this campaign up until now. Let me say, there are still additional objectives for us to achieve, and we will achieve them either by agreement or by resumption of the fighting. We are ready to resume the fighting at any moment. Our finger is on the trigger. As you know, 2-week ceasefire has been announced between the U.S. and Iran. No, we were not surprised in the last moment, and I want to emphasize, this is not the end of the war. This is a step in order to achieve all the objectives.
This is not the end of the war. Guys, the ceasefire is supposed to be coming to an end, right? Winding it down, whatever. But why would Iran want to do that at this point? Like, I really don't see we've already blown up all of the military. Okay, but they're still firing rockets. They obviously have some capabilities still left. We obviously don't want to go in there for a reason. Israel sure as shit isn't putting their people on the ground to go into Iran. That's what should be happening right now. Israel should be fighting the war. If Iran's such a threat to you, we just took out their navy and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Let's leave. You guys fucking handle it now. That's not what's going to be taking place at all. Let's get to the Facebook chat. Let me get in here and make sure I watch I did not put it up. All right, let's see. Oh shit, Crystal, I forgot, dude. I forgot to what are you doing Friday, Crystal? Because I totally forgot to send you the link, bro. Iran is not burning the churches. No, I mean they're not bulldozing the churches either. I mean, let's just say that way. Crystal, I apologize, dude. I got to figure out how to I'm gonna send you the link in I'm gonna send you the link in a minute. I'm gonna play another video, and I'll send you the link when I get some water. I apologize it was going crazy. I wanted to have him on tonight, and I just trying to set everything up went crazy. Francis said you got it all wrong. Okay, I love this, dude. I got it all wrong, every bit of it. In the art of the deal, you know and deep in your heart, Trump would not do that, and so do we. But you have to get these people who are barbarians to listen to the right way about things, not sending a nuclear bomb over to the United States or to Israel or to two Arab nations. I got to be honest with you, the nuclear bomb talk is such horseshit. Can we please stop the fucking horseshit with Iran was so close to having a nuclear bomb for 45 fucking years? They haven't figured it out yet. We figured this shit out in 1950. They're like 75 years fucking behind us. I'm so tired of the Iran is going to throw it. Why do we believe that they chant death to America, that they want death to America and death for Israel? We believe, every American believes that like it's fucking, like it's law, that 100% they say it, they are going to mean it. But the Ayatollahs said themselves, we are not going to develop nuclear weapons. And nobody believes that. They believe one fully and totally, and they don't believe the other. Why would it make sense for Iran, who has been there forever? They have existed and figured out a way to stay existing as Persians for thousands of years, one of the oldest civilizations. Are they going to put themselves in a position where they're completely and totally guaranteeing their entire civilization destruction if they let off a nuke? No. First off, that goes against everything the Muslims are trying to do right now. The Muslims are trying to take over the world. Does everyone understand that shit? Do you think that you're going to beat these fucking people with bombs? We've been doing this. They're going to outpopulate you. They're going to outvote you. They're going to get into your country. They're going to manipulate your laws. Locally, they're going to get their laws implemented, their favor implemented, just like other groups are doing. And then it's going to grow from there and grow from there and grow from there. They want to get you by attrition. Do you think these Muslims are going to go and set off a nuke and then get hunted down like Wyatt Earp and fucking Tombstone chasing the Cowboys? Is that really what you think Iran's doing? They're not stupid people. They put off a nuke in the United States. They're all dead. Do you think we're not going to retaliate with nukes? Do you think the whole world's not going to fucking go after Iran with at that point? You ensure your own destruction when you do that stupid shit. So I can't, guys, I can't take the irrational thinking and the irrational thinking of like, oh, well, they're gonna drop a nuke inside of America. What's more rational? These people have never attacked us, and we've never really attacked them ever. And up until now, there's been no nuke put in our area. But now, if we come out of this and they're still chanting death to America, don't you think they actually really try now to do what we accuse them of doing? Why we attacked them in the first fucking place? So congratulations. Now when my son is 40, he has to worry about another weapon of mass destruction coming on from Iran, and then he's going to be fighting this war over again. And mark this day down, fucking, April 8th, 2026, that I said this. Because we don't have the guts, and we don't have the stomachs to do total civilization destruction. That's the only true way you have the change that you desired. And I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying that's the reality of the situation. And we're not willing to do that. Jersey Abe, I fucking love you. Trump is a Zionist tool. I mean, really, he's turning himself into being it, bro. And I love you too, man. I love everybody watching. What's up, bud? Eddie, what's up, bud? Everybody out there, last couple of YouTube chats on this. 5D chess. Yeah, fucking, you're not even kidding. Daniel Lamano says, we figured out the nukes in 1895, Austria. That's why World War I was started. This is what I'm saying, man. You're telling me these guys, like, Oh, they got 60% uranium. Oh, they got 90%. They could have it in an hour. They could have it in a week. They could have it in 4 days. They could piss this stuff is radioactive. Like it's such. We have to calm down the fear porn, and I really mean that. But let's take it like, wow, fucking do this. This is absolutely going way, way, way too fast. Okay, let's do this because I want. This is 3 minutes, and this is actually going to give me a little bit of time to do what I need to do. I really got to get water. 45 seconds was not long enough. Okay. But this is 3 minutes of this woman. This is Rania Khalek. Rania Khalek. I can't say it. But Piers Morgan was in a very feisty back and forth with her. Okay. And I want to listen to this woman on a couple different clips because I want you to get the understanding of what's in their head and why. And why do the Lebanese people support a terrorist organization like Hezbollah? We have to remember that those people support them. And there's a reason why they support them. What is that reason? She's going to touch on it. And there it is. Where is it? Hold on. I just had it. There it is.
About including Hezbollah. You've described Hezbollah as strategic deterrence. That's a long way from calling them terrorists. What do you feel about Hezbollah themselves? They may have come out of, as you say, a vacuum, and your argument about the army and so on is a legitimate thing to raise. But the way that Hezbollah goes about its business is that of a terrorist organization.
Well, I mean, Piers, that's according to the view of Western states, which don't make up the whole world. I mean, Hezbollah has a political wing in this country, and they're actually, like, Israel likes to call itself the only democracy in the Middle East. And in those elections, Hezbollah is elected to power by their base. They actually are a part of the biggest parliamentary bloc in Lebanon. So they're not some fringe organization, right? Like they have, and they have that support from their base, mostly in the South, because again, people see them as a protector that they don't get from the Lebanese government. But I want to just add something here. This is Israel's 7th invasion of Lebanon since 1978. 7 invasions, right? Some of those invasions preceded Hezbollah's existence. Hezbollah grew out of Israel's 1982 invasion and occupation of Lebanon. Because if you occupy, Piers, if you invade and occupy any country, there's going to be local resistance to that occupation. And people are going to take arms from whoever they can. In the case of Hezbollah, they took arms and funding from Iran. That's absolutely true. And they did that to fight off an Israeli occupation that they eventually pushed out in 2000 and again in 2006. And there was invasion in 2024 and there's an invasion again. So I just also want to say something else here is, I'm speaking to you from Lebanon, right? I'm a Lebanese woman.
Yeah.
I'm in Beirut right now. And I am well aware that a few weeks ago, the Israelis acquitted 5 of their soldiers who were caught on camera gang raping a Palestinian prisoner. Okay, on camera, on CCTV footage. You probably know this story. They were acquitted and then embraced afterwards by several Israeli government officials and the media and the public as heroes. There was even protests and rallies in Israel against their prosecution. And that is not an isolated incident. Human rights organizations, including Israeli human rights organizations, have documented systematic sexual violence against Palestinians by the Israeli military. And I raise that just to say this military, some might call it an army of rapists in this case, is currently invading my country. And the only thing standing in the way of me and this army of rapists is this group fighting in the south of Lebanon. So it's hard for me to sit here and abide by categorizations that people in Washington are making when I know, again, that is the only obstacle between me and Beirut and this army that has raped, has killed tens of thousands of children, recently tortured a child in Gaza.
So I mean that's a pretty damn strong argument. What do you say to a woman that makes that argument? Like Hezbollah is the only thing standing in the way of this rapist army. And listen, they caught an Israeli official trying to lure underage girls into his car, and they sent him back to Israel. He posted like $10,000 bail, and he's back in Israel, and he's not locked up. This is reality for a lot of people. You see occupation, you see them taking Palestinians' houses, you see them taking Lebanese houses, you see this going on everywhere. So what is honestly standing in that woman's way from Israel just taking over their country as well? What is the only deterrence that's making this stop? Because it doesn't seem like the world's going to help her out. America sure as shit doesn't give a fuck about her home. We don't care about the southern Lebanese that just got annexed out of their houses. These are real people. These are civilians. And you have people that they got bombed out of their houses and they get told, hey, this is now a safety zone. You can't come back to your house from another country. Do you guys understand what the fuck? If Mexico tried this shit with us, how do you think our reaction would be? And how do you think the reaction would be? Let's just say if Mexico did that to Texas and America didn't support Texas, because this is what that woman's alleging. America didn't support Texas. Texas, all of a sudden, all the good old boys from Texas formed their own fucking militia, their own army, and they started going after Mexico. Then Mexico declares them a terror group. Because that is the reality of what's going on. Lebanon was indeed getting attacked by Israel before Hezbollah. Hezbollah was created out of those attacks. And now they're trying to say that what they created as a defense mechanism to Israeli aggression in the first place is the reason why they get to attack them now? And everybody's just on board with that? We cannot be so stupid and short-sighted and not understand what is going on. Now, I'm not saying I like Hezbollah's actions and what they do and how they conduct themselves. I don't. But just because I don't like what they do and how they do it doesn't mean I don't understand why they are there in the first place. It's obviously because of aggression. And Pierce kind of pushes her a little bit. So this is her. He asked her to condemn resistance and listen how she said hold on. Do we want to talk about this? This is actually my favorite. Let me play this one first. Because she says something that I want everybody to listen to me. Because again, I've been playing these people that sound like the people of Ocean County. And I don't mean to be, a sympathizer with any one side. But the more you listen to people that deal with one group of people, the more they have the exact same story. It's the same exact story. And somehow the world's been told that it's everybody else is the asshole. But everybody else has the exact same story. Listen to what she says. And everybody in Ocean County, tell me if this doesn't ring a little bit true in your mind.
Atrocities. That's all I'm hearing from you, because my entire life, my family has been subjected to constant aggression and war crimes by Israel, because since its existence and founding in this region as a settler colony, a Jewish settler colony implanted in this region, and in a region that's not majority Jewish, so it has to commit constant ethnic cleansing and demographic engineering to exist as a ethno-state, not a normal country, a settler colony ethno-state. Just constant aggression and torture and rape and land theft against my people. They've currently displaced over 1 million in Lebanon, and they're saying they can't return. You have Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich saying they're going to annex southern Lebanon, depopulate it of Lebanese, and replace it with Jewish settlers, just like they've done in the West Bank. You're asking me.
Well, here's the difference. The difference between me and you is
besides some of the more extreme stuff, that because I can't say that we're experiencing that in Ocean County, but a settler colony ethno state. That's basically what it is. It's their own settler colony state that they create inside of other states that nobody else is a part of. Does that sound familiar to what I've been saying? And anybody could talk and say that I'm just anti this or just anti that. I'm not anti the religion. It's the behavior. I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over. And I don't understand why we allow people to act in ways that nobody else is allowed to act in. There's no other group of people that's able to do this. None. But one. And it's like I said, it's over and over. And then Piers Morgan asked her to do this.
Hamas or Hezbollah or the Houthis. What's the difference? Atrocities are atrocities. They should all be condemned, shouldn't they?
Lebanon as a Lebanese person under the situation I'm in to condemn resistance to a brutal supremacist settler colony is like asking an Austrian Jew in the 1940s to condemn resistance to Nazi Germany because atrocities.
Condemn resistance. How do you condemn resistance? I honestly think like if I was a Lebanese person and I watched another country coming in, killing and raping my people, that I would be fighting back against it. I don't see the people of Lakewood raping anybody in Ocean County. Like I see them doing some really fucking weird things. We just had a News 12 about them watching porn on library computers, and it's funny because the woman's like, people are watching porn on library computers, and it's clearly an Orthodox Jewish man. It's like, just say it. Just say Jews are doing it. Don't say people. But we see this stuff going on, and I'm fighting back against it. I'm fighting back against the settler colony ethno-state. Now imagine somebody like a woman in Lebanon that has a settler colony ethno-state that's removing people by the millions and raping their women. Are the men supposed to just stay there and be cool with that? Is that the sort of men that you guys want in Lebanon? Hey guys, just roll over and let another country rape your women and do that type of stuff. And do you think it's happening? Yes. Yeah. Is anything beyond the realm of possibilities with these wars and what we saw? If you have the possibility and the ability to bomb a grade school with little girls in it, do you think soldiers raping people is so hard to understand? No. America was accused of raping people. Matter of fact, the American military men, from my understanding, rape more of the American military men than anybody else. That's a big problem in our military, is male-on-male rape. Truth. So you're going to tell me that that's not happening with Israeli soldiers going into Lebanon? You see videos of them destroying houses, but it's beyond the realm of possibilities that they're raping? I don't know. I don't know. It sounds a little ridiculous to me. Doesn't it? Maybe. Let me see. Here's 5. And this is Piers Morgan's response to her, and it's one of the most ignorant ones I've ever seen in my life.
I just don't want to play, and I've given you the reasons why I
Rania,
don't want to play it. I'm happy to move on to another topic, but I've already made my...
I'm playing a hypocrisy game. That's all. A double standard game. That's all I'm playing. I'm asking you to be intellectually consistent, and you're not. You condemn atrocities on one side, but not the other side. And that is intellectually dishonest. I can condemn both, happily and loudly. That's intellectually honest. And I don't think there's going to be any resolution to any of these big issues in the Middle East until people are genuinely intellectually honest and condemn all atrocities wherever they occur, perpetrated by whomever. It shouldn't be difficult, but it's all got too, unfortunately, people are too entrenched and they can't be intellectually honest. But look,
people are too entrenched and can't be intellectually honest. What is intellectually honest, Piers? If you ask me, the story she's telling is, listen, my people are getting raped, and you want me to condemn the only protection I have from being raped? You want me to condemn their actions? They're my protectors. They're my bodyguards. If a bodyguard thinks you're in trouble and just starts whacking the shit out of everybody and you think they protected you, if the world thinks that your bodyguard acted like an asshole and you're alive, you don't give a fuck what the world says. You're protected. You're alive. You're there. Amazing, right? But he's going to sit there and tell her, while he's not the one being raped, while he's not the one that's being attacked by Israel, he's not living that life. He has the luxury sitting while his wife's getting banged out by big black guys that called him out on his own show. He has the luxury of sitting in his house, not being bombed, not being attacked, to condemn things. Yeah, it's a real convenient position to be in when you're not in that situation. And you know what? We sit there and we think that killing is going to bring an end to killing. And I think it has worked in some limited capacity. But I don't think it stops killing. I think it delays it. It delays it until somebody else has a reason to kill that other person even more. And you see this all throughout history. I mean, it's just what we see. Now I have a whole bunch of other things. Oh man, we're already at fucking 9:00. Let's get to the last couple of chats. I'll go a little bit over. Dude, a Rhino FTC, love it. Rhino, how you doing, man? Welcome to the Couch Up. Haven't seen you in a while. He says, even in us. I wonder what we're talking about. Definitely Jews watching porn in libraries. It was them. You can see the yarmulke and the curls. It's a dead giveaway. Yarmulke curls, dead giveaway in New Jersey. Do your water break, bro. Am I getting the I am cottonmouth like a motherfucker. Sometimes I get the little balls. Totally random. Says Fox News saying that change their narrative from the nukes to we need this for the Iranian people. Why is that our fight? It's an ideology. It's not our fight. We don't need this for the Iranian people. The Iranian people need to do something for the Iranian people. We need to do for the American people. I'm sick and tired of all the other people of the world. Fuck you. Stop letting your own countries go to shit. And if we're not careful, if we keep worrying about everybody else, our country's going to go to shit. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. I'm trying to wake everybody up to realize that we are going through some very weird stuff right now. And how much more can we take as Americans? How much more? Because I got to tell you something. The harder and harder this gets, the more the Mamdanis of the world, the more they're going to be appealing to everybody. And then he's going to come in, and people like him are going to be coming in talking about equity, talking about fucking equity. And he has a New York's equity plan that they're bringing in. And it's the racial equity plan. And listen to what he says. And listen to how this is a mayor of a big city that's talking about race like this. And I looked at their racial equity plan. We're going to talk about it in a second.
There's a report in City and State today about how your administration removed DEI language from the racial equity report that you released this week. Why was that decision made? And do you support that decision?
So I want to be very clear. Our administration inherited a report that the prior administration had refused to release, a report that had been heavily diluted over many rounds of revisions. We took the time to strengthen this report to ensure that it was actually an accurate reflection of the city that we all love and know as our home, and to actually release this report within the first 100 days. Now, in this report, what we've seen, it's a report that is both coupled with a true cost of living report, is that the inequities in this city, the racial inequities, are stark. We are talking about findings that have shown that the wealth of a median white household in this city is more than $200,000, while that of a black household is less than $20,000. This is not an indictment of any one New Yorker. It is an indictment, however, of policies and politics that have persisted for far too long. Our commitment now is to act upon these findings, to do so in concert with New Yorkers' comments, as we've now opened a public comment period for the next 30 days to ensure that we have a city where we are reckoning with the long history of racism here and starting to act upon a framework that puts equity right at the center of it. Thank you.
A long history of racism when you've had the most diverse city in the world. And they want to point to these numbers like, oh, white households make 200,000 and black households make this. And it's all because of racism. And in that equity report that they're talking about, and in his plan, it goes back to talk about the 1694. Racism in New York from 1694. This is the horse shit that they're trying to push. And then they give all the racist events in New York. They give a timeline of all the racist events in New York. And this is why New Yorkers are struggling. This is what you're going to be left with, people, when it gets really bad. For whatever reason, when government fucks people's lives up to the point where it's unrecognizable, all they do is clamor for more government. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But this is what you got out of Mamdani. And I got to tell you something. I don't understand how we allow politicians to racially make laws, because this is what's going to happen. You are going to have laws specifically designed for one group of people, and it's going to be at the expense of another group of people. Not rich, not poor, white and black. And all it's going to do, again, this is the stuff that I don't know. I don't understand if anybody understands. But if you now do that, you're going to take your regular average white person that isn't, and I don't, you guys know I don't like white or black. I hate these labels. But you're going to take that person who isn't racist in any way and immediately make a racist. You're going to create them. And then what happens? Because that guy is created into being a racist, you're going to make more laws and more laws and more laws based on that guy's racism that you created in the fucking first place. Does that story sound familiar to what's going on in Iran? It's going to happen. Let's get to the last couple of chats here, because I know we're going over. I could rip into Mamdani for a lot longer. I just wanted to touch on that story. Steven Yankee 68 says, you have no actual firsthand proof, and then you know what? Conquests have been going on for thousands of years. I do have firsthand proof. We have 20 years of war to back this up. I have firsthand proof that we have been lied to about Iran's capability on getting a nuke for 40 years. I do understand that Netanyahu has said the exact same thing about everybody we have gone to war with in the last 40 years. From the USSR on up. I do understand that it doesn't make sense for Iran to nuke anybody. It doesn't. That ensures their destruction. There's a reason why people with nukes don't launch them. Because it's mutually assured destruction at that point. You launch them, we launch them. That's how it works. Everyone dies. It's why they're not used. That's why they've never been used. But we think all of a sudden somebody is going to get them. And someone's going to let loose a nuke. Like, to me, the more we create enemies, the better chance we have of being attacked by our enemies. The one thing that America is really good at, no matter what president's involved, is creating people that hate our guts. Kevin Duffy says exactly, fuck other countries. Yes, fuck other countries. So Yankee 68 says, so you want to be isolationist, which I agree with, by the way. Yes, dude. Yeah, why not? We have been meddling in the world for how long? Does it help us? Does us meddling mean that we can't have trade deals or we can't do international trade or any of that stuff? No. I think we need to, when it comes to world security, Do I want to have did I think Greenland was a good idea to try to get control of? Yeah, I think strategically for America that makes sense for us. Hell, you guys even know I'm cool with Venezuela doing what we did over there because I think that helps America with all the oil and dealing and all that shit. And they're one of the major sponsors for China. I think that puts us in a very good position. We dominate our hemisphere. I'm cool with that. I don't want to be a complete isolationist. But I definitely don't want to be involved in other countries' ambitions to gain in some way, shape, or form by creating everybody else that are going to be attacking us in the future. I want to be in isolation as that? Yes, I do think America only needs to take place because America first is bullshit. You're not first. You're last. Like Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. In America, I got news for you. You're not first. You're not first to Trump. You're not first to the Democrat Party. You're not first to the Republican Party. Locally, nationally, you're not first. Period. End of story. So yes, I'm at the point where I want America only. And when, you know what? How about this, everybody? How about this? When we got all of our shit together, I mean all of our shit together, where our people are taken care of, then maybe we go and give some fucking aid out to other people. But how are you going to tell me that we are giving billions and billions and billions of dollars? We have war money. We have fucking moon money. We have moon money because we want to dominate space when we can't even dominate a cold. We can't dominate fucking the amount of heart attacks that are exploding in our country right now, the amount of autoimmune disease that are exploding in our country right now. We have legit serious issues that take serious billions of dollars in this fucking country. But we have war and fucking moon money, don't we? Come on. We got to stop this absolute utter horseshit. Last couple of chats here. Let's see. They're doing the same. It's Dano the Mano. I love Dano the Mano. You have the best name, period. They're doing institutionalized race thing now. It's harder to get a job as a white guy. Yeah, dude. You just saw it in the Tyler Oliveira video that we put out. That's another thing that's happening. You have people coming in here importing jobs and taking them from Americans. You have college kids that are getting out of school with no hope, and they know this, of buying a fucking house. A lot of the college jobs, like we told all these kids to go learn how to code, and now AI is doing it for them. Half their jobs are going to be gone. And we're sitting here worried about these other countries. When on the horizon, we have some incredibly difficult challenges coming America's way. And we're humming along, spending money at a clip. And I got news for everybody. All this talk of Doge, all this talk of all this shit didn't happen. This past year, we increased our deficit. Increased. And we increased our year-to-year debt. So all the $200 billion worth of savings that we supposedly saved, it's not here. You didn't see it reflected in the debt. The debt clock is still skyrocketing. And it's going up faster than ever. Dan the Man says, I've been pissed, bro. Trump. He goes, we're being replaced. We are being replaced. We have to import Indian Hibs. Yep. We don't have enough talent here. We don't have enough talent in the people who created the jobs. I find that bullshit. I think we have plenty of talent here, and I think there's plenty of Americans that will do these jobs. I think it's a way for you have very powerful corporations and very powerful lobbies from these other countries to let's face facts. These people make a lot of money here, then they take all that money and they go back to India. Every one of those people that were in Tyler's video wanted to go back to India. Everyone said I like it better in India. Why are we importing people, letting them take our jobs, bringing them here, training them, giving them all this stuff if they don't want to be here in the first place? It makes no sense to me, but we do this over and over and over again. He said we should isolate and deport all foreigners unironically. Yeah, you're not even fucking kidding. and it's slave labor. Yeah, man, you're 100%. It is slave labor. The boat says, United States of space bitches. We got moon money, but no money to feed and house the homeless. It's re-damn ridiculous. Yeah, man. And you guys know where I come from. I don't think all the homeless want to be fed, and I don't think all the homeless want to be housed. But there are a lot of them that do. And we have no programs for them. And the truth of the matter is, our healthcare system is so fucking expensive that when you have a situation where, like my situation, where I don't have healthcare, everyone wants to bitch about how much healthcare costs. I don't have healthcare, and guess what? I'm not begging the government for it. I just try to live somewhat healthy by drinking and smoking weed, not cigarettes. That shit'll kill you. But you know what I'm saying? If I keep the alcohol inside my system, I'm sterilizing my insides, keeping it clean. Like Trump wanted it for you. I don't bleach myself. I sterilize myself. But I'm joking. But seriously, I don't have health care. It would be $35,000-$40,000 a year for my family. Do you think I'm spending that when I don't go to a doctor? Do you think I'm spending that kind of money? No, but you know what? Do you know what they will do? They'll fine me $1,000 every fucking year until that ended. I got fined for not wanting to spend $30,000 a year. That's what my government did to me. They fined me. And then they unleashed a virus on me. Then they put a mask on me. Then they made people get fucking COVID shots. And I got news for everybody. Those COVID shots are really hurting people. I have run into more COVID vaccine injured people than I can even tell you about. And I will on Friday. But it's absolutely, I never got masked. I never masked and got fired. That's what Dano the Mano says. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's absolutely unbelievable. Last couple from Facebook, and then we'll rock out. Hey, Kevin, F the Jews, the dot heads, the shitbags, and based on the definition of Webster's back in 1983, also, okay, I'm not going to read that one, which was why any race or creed, denomination, or just stupid person. I'm with you. I find everybody to be a pain in the ass. Kimberly says, I heard that Donkey Face Murphy put up the sign and that he has a house there. If this is true. Yeah, man. There's that Donkey Face Murphy is a problem. Yes. Veterans before illegals, veterans first before anybody. Yes. We have, was I injured? No, I never took any COVID shot. I was militant. I didn't get the mask. I didn't take any COVID shot. I was, if you want to see, again, if you go to Spotify, you can listen to my old episodes of Calderese Unleashed. And I got to tell you something. You will listen to that back then, 5 years ago, how militant I was with COVID. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Cal Stradamus back then nailed every last thing that is happening with fucking COVID today, with all the problems that we're having today. I said 5 years ago what was going to happen, and there's not one thing I said that I was wrong about. Not one. And I told everybody that I will always be here to tell you that. Because I was called so many names back then, and it was unbelievable the amount of shit that was being said to me. And it was unbelievable watching everybody go along with this stuff. And if you remember, you had cops guarding toilet paper at Costco. Cops guarding toilet paper from people hoarding. It was really disgusting. The boat says, smash those like buttons. Bro, you don't say smash in the cow trap. You say finger the fuck out of them. You finger blast my like button. Finger blast it. If you want to give it the old shocker, shock the shit out of my bell. Shock my bell, baby. That way you know every time I go live, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Thank you guys very much. Listen, I really appreciate you guys. I had a lot more to kind of cover, but we will, anything I didn't cover today, I am very long-winded. I will be sure to get to on Friday. Once again, hey, listen, get to the real quick part of this. if you're local, man, you know what actually funds this is Calories Masonry. If you do need any masonry work, be sure to give me a call. Find my Calories Masonry page on Facebook or look me up. You can definitely find my number and address. I don't have a big website. I've never needed one. I don't give a shit to have one. It's a God's honest truth. I'm not spending the money on it. Never needed it. But if you do need any masonry, what I do is I specialize in outdoor living, outdoor patios, fireplaces, pizza ovens, custom outdoor fireplaces and fire pits, kitchens, driveways, you name it. I set that up. And if you want to donate to the show, man, and you got Zelle, go ahead and freeze this, scan this, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. I am Mike C at centercutmedia.com, Mike C at centercutmedia.com. And my last four of my phone number is 2418 if you need all of that to hook me up with the little ducats. I am trying to make this into a show. And any donation that you guys give me, I'm putting together a wall of fame. We get enough people up there. And the dollar amount, I really appreciate every single one of you guys. I will give you a shout out. And if you don't have the money to do that, I don't blame you. I get times are tough. Gas is hard. So the best thing you can do for me is share this show, talk about this show. Let's get more like-minded people out there thinking. That's what caltrops do. Listen, caltrops do not blindly defend the narratives. We do not blindly defend our side. We caltrops are able to look at the people we vote for and hold them accountable to what we voted for. And us caltrops are not afraid to have debate and disagreement. And you know what? We could disagree with each other, but we could still respect each other because we're not supposed to agree on everything. You're not supposed to agree with me on everything. You're not. We're supposed to disagree. That's what made this country great. Don't ever forget that. Caltrops will always remember that through through thought and through questioning, that's how you protect yourself from the propaganda. Thank you guys very much, man. Really appreciate you, caltrops. This caltrop will be back Friday, and hopefully I could get up with the Jersey Watcher. Everything happened so fast, and I totally forgot. I apologize. I'm going to tell you about my Blue Claws experience on Friday. That was a fun one. We also have Artemis. We'll go through Artemis. We have the pictures, the video that they released, and some of the conspiracy theories. We'll touch on that on Friday. But we will be back Friday, 8 p.m. But until then, this caltrop is out. Later.
So ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep like calories in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind and we don't care. Mike Calories is the caltrop. And we don't mind and we don't care. Mike Calories is the caltrop. And we don't mind and we don't care. Mike Calories is the caltrop.